how to use the website and access resources from the school or from home. So generally what I like to show the kids is how to use the catalog. Right here on the main library's website, we have the catalog search option bar where you can search for books or movies or even some of our e-resources. A lot of the database information will go into under our research topic here or tab here. So searching for books, one of the kids was asking about a book called Zeros, so we'll go ahead and just search by the title. You can search by title or author or just keyword, whatever information you know that you think might be able to bring that book up. So once you do that, you can click on the search button or just hit enter, and that'll open up the catalog and give you the resources that we have. So you can always look at the different items that we have, pay attention to the author because we have the exact same title, spelled a little bit differently, but we have the authors are different. So you just want to make sure the item that you're looking for, you can hover over the cover, it'll give you a little bit of a description. And you can also pay attention to the icon right underneath to show whether it's a book, an ebook, an audiobook, or even a different type of resource. Once you see that that's the item that you want, you can always click on more info to get to the description that you can see by hovering, or you can click where is it. If you're in the library searching, it's going to automatically show the library you're in as the first option. But if you're outside of the library, like we are today here at the school, it's just going to show you all of our branches in a list and whether the items are in or out, and also double showing you the format to make sure you're looking at the right item. So these are books, and say I wanted to go down to the library right next door to here to the Stafford branch, I see that it's in. So if I'm a student here and I want to check this item out, I'll just have to look for the call number once I go into the branch. You also have the option to where you can text the call number to yourself. So if you have your phone or your parent's phone, that will show up and you can find the item just by looking at your phone once you get into the branch itself. Say you want to find the item and pick it up, but it's not here, it's checked out, you can always place a hold. And that puts you next in line for the book and sends it to the library that you want to check it out from. Say you want to make sure that it's a book and not an ebook, you can also limit your search to make sure it's one of those options. So if you only can access things away from the library, you're going to look for ebooks or e-audiobooks, and that's something that you can access remotely from home. Also, you can pick up the additional search limits. That helps you look for something if you're specifically wanting a fiction book and not a nonfiction book, or vice versa. You can go down to our collections. So here at the school, you might want to go ahead and choose something more specific for middle school, which would be middle grade fiction or middle grade nonfiction. Or if you think that might exclude your choice or your search, you can also select multiple things in order to access a variety of resources. So once you do that, you'll set your search options, and then it's going to show you exactly what you're looking for. So you can also use some of these other ones to make sure it's exactly the right resource, and then it'll give you the information in the catalog. So the students in here earlier were looking for books on energy resources. So what we're going to do is just do the search for that. They want to make sure that it is a book, so we can search by books. And then we want to make sure also that it's in the juvenile nonfiction and in the middle grade nonfiction. So we're just going to go down and select those two things. Nonfiction for juveniles, and then middle grades. Set your search options, and there you go, you have information. Probably not exactly what you're looking for, so you can always change your search terms to make sure that you're looking for the right thing and it's not limiting your resources. So you've got a variety of options here. So another place that you're going to want to search, if you can't find information by book, or that if all of the school are doing the same project and you have other items that are checked out that you can't wait for, you can go in and search by our databases. So you can search under a variety of different ones. If you want, you can always go down to the youth links, and that will take you into another place you can search the databases, or you can just search under research. search by the alphabetical title of each database, or if you use the options down here on the right, you can search by the topic of your class or the paper that your students are working on. So they're working on science and nature, so you can select that option, or you can use any of them below that you think would be relevant to their search or to their paper. Once you apply the filter, it'll give you that information, or the database is specific to that topic. So we have Explora, Wildlife Encyclopedia, activity and topic pages under science, and even World Book science projects for kids. So sometimes you can pick those specific topics, or you can also look under the World Book Discover or World Book Encyclopedia, and that's going to have encyclopedia resources that the students can use so they don't have to actually access the physical book in the library, because say somebody's checked out the specific letter of E for energy, so you can't find that specific resource. So you want to click on the student option, since these ones are for more younger kids, and you're able to search the encyclopedia for energy resources. It'll give you information and encyclopedia articles that also have links within the articles that'll take you to other information that they might need for their project. So say they're searching for alternative energy, we would click on this, and then they can search specifically for solar, wind, nuclear, and it has all that information under one heading. So last, just want to touch upon the homework and tutoring help. So that's something that you can access through the link down in the middle of the page. There's also the one at the top of the page where you can just go right under research to homework and tutoring. This takes you to a page that has the different BrainFuse resources, or even Khan Academy, where you can get some math assistance. They have videos of different math tutorials, science, history, finance, and test preparation. It's a wonderful resource. But the one I'm focusing on is BrainFuse. You'll need a library card number to sign in. This is where I've recommended for teachers to have their own library card that they can share the number with their students. You don't have to use the password or share your password because you don't want access to your account to be compromised. But if you have a library barcode number, that way all your students could at least get access to something like this, create their own account using a username or password, and that way they can save any of the tutoring work that they're able to practice with on this site. So once you enter in your number correctly, it will give you access to BrainFuse, to the different resources that you can provide for your students, or that we provide for the students. There's live tutoring, a writing practice or writing assistance lab, Skill Surfer, where there's lessons, videos, test prep, flashcards. You can send in a question if they only have one specific question. There's even language learning and a place for them to meet and collaborate on group projects, and all kinds of different resources. So for live tutoring, you click on it and then you're able to select a grade. So we'll select 6th grade, and then it gives you a list of different subjects that your student can practice with. And there's even an option to communicate specifically in Spanish if that's something that you or your child are more comfortable with. Once you select those options, you get live help by clicking here. The BrainFuse services are only available with live tutors from 2 p.m. in the afternoon until 11 p.m. So since this is a little earlier in the morning, we're not able to directly connect with them. But once you are in the afternoon, you can always click on this and there will be a live person with a whiteboard to where you can upload information and practice different topics depending on what help you or your student need with that. If you create an account, like I was mentioning for the students to do, there's a My Account past sessions that has recordings of tutoring sessions that your student can always look back on. A message center where you would receive any feedback on papers or any other topics that you send questions in. There's also a place for your practice tests that you may have taken, and any calendar or specific brain waves that you use. Under the writing lab, this is where you would upload your paper, either from your computer, CloudPack, or whiteboard, depending on what source your student uses the paper or it comes from. Add comments on whether they need help on grammar, punctuation, citations, or anything specific within the topic or within the paper. And then you upload the document. You'll need to provide a full business day, one full business day, so your student will make sure and not upload the paper a few moments before it's due. They need actual time to look through and give good comments and feedback for your student. And after you submit it, all your results will show up in your message center like I showed earlier. SkillSurfer provides a learning library of a lot of different topics your student can practice with. A lot of parents are looking for STAR test practicing to make sure that their child performs well on the STAR test. For grade 6, there's reading, social studies, math, writing. It's pretty similar for across the grades, and it looks like the only additional one is there's a science one in grade 8. So once you click on these, it'll give you a breakdown of the topics that your student can practice, and then it'll also have links to either a page or to a flashcard or even test practice and different breakdown of the topic that they're looking at reviewing. You can also, there's a tab on the beginning of every page of like this where you can send a question or get live help. So say your student's reviewing something and they're just not clicking on that topic, you can go ahead and click on either one of these to make sure that you can access that information and understand it properly. Collaborate's where you can work on group projects. Under Meet, you can create invitations by email, set up a time for your meeting, and then all students are able to collaborate together if there's a group project. There's also, through Brainwaves and Flashbulb, other resources that they can create to use for practicing and learning more information. So they have a movie of activity that you can create for note-taking purposes. They're with the Flashbulb, it's where you can create flashcards, make your own for any kind of practice for any topic. So say for science, they have some that other users have created that you can always borrow, but then there's ones that you can create for yourself depending on which topic that you want to review. So there's all kinds of resources through the library's website. Those are just a few of them, but they're the ones that are usually the most asked for. But if there's any other ones that students need help on or teachers want information on, they're always welcome to contact us at any of the Fort Bend County libraries. I'm from the Sienna branch, but right here at Dulles Middle School, we have the Stafford branch right next door. There's a lot of libraries all around the county